We'll call the meeting to order. All present and accounted for. Would everyone please stand, remove your headgear, and join us as we say the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have, in addition to the agenda this evening, and let's mark it as 3A, so right before we go into closed session. It's got to do with an FMLA leave, and Jeff will visit that more when we get there, so 3A. Anything else for the cause? No. Anyone else? I would look for a motion to approve the agenda with amendment.
Make a motion.
Clint?
I'll second.
And Bill on the second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Student rep? No Nathan tonight. Committee members, does anyone have anything for the cause?
Go ahead.
Extracurricular we met twice, mostly around co-op discussion, which we addressed last meeting. We did talk a little bit about entry fees for students, for Bomber students into events, and if we made it free for our students. We were gonna decided not to make any recommendation to the board, just to wait and get more information on what it would do financially or potentially do financially. On March 23rd, we have a Krause-Anderson meeting on the construction updates. And then Finance Committee, we didn't meet, but Jeff and I did meet with Representative Altendorf this morning, which was mostly talking about finance and what is happening up at the Capitol as they're in session. So not much of an update there, but we did get a chance to speak with her, which was good. That's all I got.
Clint?
Yeah, on the Ed Foundation, they have their benefit auction coming up, gearing up for that on April 15th at Mill Street. And also, I just want to say about the Ed Foundation, like I've known about the foundation and participated and donated for a long time, but it just this foundation just truly amazes me, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. We have a amazing community that donates so much to it, whether it's time or funds, and how the foundation is able to lower the costs for all the different families. For different things. I mean, just for an example, the Eagle Bluff trip is coming up for the 4th grade, and cost is $125 actual per student, and they were able to lower it down to $40.
That's amazing.
And there's some other requests coming up here at our next meeting on Thursday to help the CTE program, and I'm sure that'll go through. I don't know yet, but yeah, just an amazing foundation. And then PTO had their carnival a few weeks back. That was a big success. So got some pretty cool things going on. So,
Silent auction, a great social event as well.
Yep,
Right.
absolutely.
Bill, anything?
No, I just had the extracurricular that you already mentioned.
I attended a makeup meeting for the GCED. It's our February one that got snowed out. And we almost got snowed out again, but we made it up. Plenty of discussion there, and Sherry's here, and she can correct me if I'm wrong on anything. But among the things we discussed with the ALCs, and the request from the Superintendent Council to review the costs and look over ways to streamline. The GCED applied for and received a grant for the social work team support program. And the grant is in the amount of $135,000 a year for 3 years. We increased the teacher sub rates from 140 to 160. We are woefully light, I guess, in competition for those subs. So even though maybe the budget doesn't necessarily afford us to push it up. We really needed to do it to stay even remotely competitive. We signed some non-renewals and approved the calendar for the upcoming year, and the teachers filed an intent to negotiate, so we'll be going through that soon. I don't think I'm on the negotiation team for that one.
Yay.
So, Sherry, did I miss anything?
You didn't. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. All right. Anybody have any questions on that? Okay, moving down to administrative board reports. Everybody's got something in their packet from the elementary school, the middle school, community ed, but we'll just see if anybody wants to add anything to it. Mr. Hodges?
No,
Always
it's all
ready.
there, just was busy last week with the 7th grade courage retreat, and Wednesday this week. Things are gonna be great, and we have a field house full of presenters and more students coming in than are in our district, so it'll be an interesting day. We'll see where everybody parks, that's gonna be the biggest thing, I don't know where everybody's gonna park.
Community ed and activities. Read anything for the cause?
Just spring sports starting today. Softball and track, arm care for baseball, golf next Monday. So wait the snow to melt, weather to warm up, and cooperate.
They have different color golf balls?
We get a couple of sports tournaments, state tournaments, so it should snow at least one more time.
Absolutely.
Head of maintenance, Dave, I think had a report in there. You can take a look at that. And Soup's report, anything to add?
No, just, we had a meeting with the BOLD discussion group, which is made up of administrators and staff to start the discussions on what the BOLD day process could look like moving forward. As Luke mentioned earlier, him and I met with Representative Altendorf this morning at 7 a.m. before she headed back to the Capitol. Good lively discussion around some very common things, including mandates for the school, and I stressed that the mandates need to have money applied to them, and we'll see if they go through, because at this point it's not good for any district in the state if the number of mandates pass the way they currently are right now. Even if we would get 5 and 5, we would be cutting and offering our staff 0 is how much money these mandates, as proposed, would cost. And so it's important to, and she knows, and she's our rep, but man, hopefully when the finances get applied to those mandates, it will check our legislature to have them understand how much it costs, those mandates. So I will be back up there again at the Capitol on March 20th to meet with not only her, but also the leaders of the education policy and finance committees. I believe Sherry's going to be up there that day as well. And then Tim mentioned our March 15th career fair. If you have a chance to stop in at any time during that day to go around and look at the 135 businesses and colleges and over 1,400 students coming through that day. If you can find a place to park.
Yeah, we won't notice if you're there because
Well, right.
Is there a specific time during the day that it is, or is
it's running basically 9 to 2.
it? Okay.
So be a good thing to come in and just check out to see Tim and Saffron and Kevin Cardell, who is our career navigator, is putting that together, and they've done a great job of lining that up. So kudos to them. This has been 2 years in the making, because this was supposed to happen in March of 20, right before COVID. So, and we had to stop that all at the last second, and it was, now I don't think it was this big at that point.
No.
But it was still a pretty good sized event.
What other schools have we offered this to?
Pretty much if you're in southeast Minnesota, you've been invited to come. So we've got people from Northfield, Red Wing, Goodhue, Kenny Winnebagoes, Mazeppa, Pine Island,
Stewartville,
Wabasha,
Casanova.
Kellogg, Casson, of Stewartville. Byron is on break, so they're sending some counselors here that day. So I think there are some kids gonna come from Plainview, Eldon, Millville too, so. It turned into this thing, we were working with Goodhue County Ed District, Suburban was up in Pine Island to try to rotate this to the 4 different places. And Kevin represents more of southeast Minnesota, and he kind of took it and ran with it, and it kind of exploded a little bit, so
That'd be good.
it'll be great.
If anybody would-
Everything's fine.
Well, we're definitely marketing cannibals.
Right.
Yeah?
If anybody on the board is inclined to go, I think I'm gonna go,
Yeah.
just to check it in. So maybe we can
I'd
talk a
go.
little bit and schedule a time we can go together. Maybe meet in the district office or meet in the high school office and go there, so.
I might be able to come in the afternoon. We have a lighter day on Wednesday.
It would appear I've got some flexibility, so. Okay, any questions for Jeff?
That's all I had.
Okay. Moving on, public input. Does anyone wish to speak to the district? You have 3 minutes in which to speak to, about a topic that would be on our agenda this evening. Moving on. No old business under new business. Consideration to approve a retirement request effective May 19th.
Yes, this is for Tom Langfelt, and one, I recommend approval of this item. I do want to thank him for his years of service and dedication to the district and everything that he's done for children here. But I'll kind of temper that a little bit for item number 2. So,
So as you can see, 2 would follow 1 pretty closely on that conversation. So I would look for a motion to approve the retirement request for Tom Langfeld effective May 19th.
Is it possible to hold them hostage? I'll move to approve.
I'll second. Bill on the motion, Luke on the second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are carried. Consideration to approve or to hire 1.0 FTE social studies teacher for 23-24.
and just like that, I would like to recommend hiring Tom Langfeld back as a teacher for the 23-24 season to continue his service here for the district as a retiree coming back. So,
Look for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Jolynn on
I'll
the
second.
motion.
My wish was granted.
yeah.
Seconded by Katie. Other discussion? This happened, this has happened before with Mr. Fogarty, hasn't it? Same type of situation. Okay, we have a motion, to second on the floor. Ending discussion. All in favor of hiring Tom Langfeld? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. Consideration to approve a resignation effective May 19th of 23.
This is for Lindsay Bernardi, and I recommend approval on this.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Luke on the motion?
I'll sec-
Second?
I'll second.
Second by Katie. Other discussion? All in favor of the approval of the resignation of Lindsay Bernardi, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is carried. 3A, Family Medical Leave.
Family Medical Leave Act is being requested for Kathy Illa for up to 12 weeks, as written in federal statute. This would begin on March 13th, and so last Thursday, Friday? Oh, no, today,
No,
I'm
today.
sorry.
Today.
It is today. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. A little bit off on that. Beginning today. So I recommend approval on this as well.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Bill on the motion, Jolynn on the second to approve the Family Medical Leave Act for Kathy Illa. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? That is carried. Pursuant to our obligation, move to close the meeting to discuss non-public educational data pursuant to the statute as you see. At this time, we go into a closed session, and for the most part, our meeting is finished except for this closed session. When we reconvene, we'll only convene to adjourn. So if you'd like to stay for adjournment, fine, but otherwise I'll have to excuse you, which includes our
Sherry will be staying.
I thought you were just here to see us.
I am.